Quinnipiac women's ice hockey started off their ECAC playoffs against Clarkson.
And it was quite the celebratory weekend for many Quinnipiac teams who held their annual senior days. All that and much more. Sports Paws starts right now.
(9:30 p.m. Eastern Time on a Monday night. You know what that means. We're back for another exciting episode of Sports Paws. I'm Ryan Coop. Alongside me is the man of every hour, Ethan Logue. Ethan, what a weekend in Quinnipiac sports. There were some ups, there were some downs, but a lot of action for us to unpack.
Yeah, Ryan, you said it best. It was quite the weekend for Quinnipiac Athletics. Let's get right into it, starting with the women's ice hockey team, who hosted Clarkson in the first round of the ECAC playoffs. The number 4 seed, Quinnipiac Bobcats, are prepared to host the 3-time national champions, the number 5 seed in the ECAC playoffs. It's the Clarkson Golden Knights in Game 1 of the ECAC quarterfinals. Here you see the Bobcats taking the ice, ready for some Friday afternoon hockey. Let's jump right into it. First period of play, and it's going to be Clarkson's Christian Schuler shoots the puck from the right faceoff circle. The puck trickles over the left pad of Quinnipiac goaltender Corinne Schroeder and hits the back of the net. Clarkson up 1-0. Now still in the first, Taylor House finds Olivia Mobley open at the point, who doesn't miss on this shot. Game tied at 1 heading into the break. Second period now, and Quinnipiac now has the lead up 2-1 after a Renee Saltness goal. Alexa Hoskin takes the rebound from Sadie Peart to further pad the lead for Quinnipiac. Bobcats up 3-1. No more scoring this period, so we will head into the third and final frame from Hamden. And it's going to be Taylor House. There's that name again. Finding the puck in the crease and pushing it in the goal to make it a 3-goal lead for the Bobcats. QU up 4-1. Now Sadie Peart will add another goal as the Bobcats come away defeating the Clarkson Golden Knights in Game 1 of the quarterfinals by a final score of 5-1.
And after that statement-setting win on Friday, the two teams would take the ice again less than 24 hours later for Game 2, with Quinnipiac having a chance to break out the brooms and complete the sweep. To the first period we go, and here we're going to see Corinne Schroeder. She was perfect all day. She saved all 39 Golden Knight shots. Here she is making stellar saves. Here she's going to shut down this Golden Knight 2-on-1, and it is tied at 0 headed into the second period. Second period now, blink and you just might miss. Maddie Samaskevich, she deflects this Alexa Hoskins pass in, and Quinnipiac leads 1-0. Here we see Schroeder making another spectacular save, denying any Clarkson chances, and Quinnipiac still leading 1-0. Second period still in the Clarkson net. Amanda Zeglin dived to her left and gloved this Hoskin risker, keeping the score at 1-0. To the third period we go. After a Taylor House shot off Zeglin's right leg pad, Olivia Mobley puts the Bobcats up by 2 and gives House her first points of the day. Are we done talking about House? The answer is no. She snipes this one top shelf, giving Quinnipiac a 3-goal lead. Quinnipiac up 3-0. And finally, we see Kendall Cooper. She fires a shot past the Clarkson defense off a Nina Steigoff stick into the back of the net. That seals the deal for the Bobcats. Quinnipiac won by the same score and advanced to the semifinals in the ECAC hockey playoffs for the first time since the 2015-16 season. Coach Turner had more after the game.
I don't know that we could have designed a better start to our playoff run. And I know as a coaching staff, we said it before our game, and we told our team this. I just think they're ready, and different pieces we've built on all year. Doesn't always mean it's going to go our way, but I just think they have that body of experience and the confidence to go out and make plays, and they showed that today. We're excited. You think back 2 years ago when we played Princeton in the playoffs, and we had that overtime win, and then we had an overtime loss in Game 2 and 3. I know our group, they felt something pretty cool, pretty special, and then Princeton went on to win the ECAC championship. And I think for us, we knew, okay, we're very, very close. And had we had, a different season last year, maybe more teams and different opportunity, I think we would have been in a good position last year to get ourselves there. So I'm excited that we are learning from the experiences we've gotten, and now we're ready to get ourselves in a position where we're competing for the ECAC championship.
Following Quinnipiac's impressive weekend sweep, let's take a look at who else is still alive and fighting for the ECAC championship. And as you can see on your screen, the Bobcats will take on the Colgate Raiders this Friday at Yale in a rematch of last year's ECAC semifinal. In the other semifinal game, how about the Princeton Tigers becoming the first 8 seed to beat a 1 seed in a 3-game quarterfinal series? Very impressive stuff from the Tigers. They will take on the Yale Bulldogs on Friday as well from New Haven.
And the Bobcats only allowed 1 goal this weekend. A part of that is because of a lockdown defense led by Kendall Cooper, who was named one of the 3 finalists for the ECAC Defenseman of the Year. Cooper was tied for the most points by a defenseman in the ECAC throughout the regular season and is the anchor of Bobcats defense that has only allowed 1.41 goals per game this season. Harvard's Emma Buckles and Yale's Emma Seitz were also nominated.
Now switching locker rooms, the Quinnipiac men's ice hockey team had a very busy week themselves, and it began on Tuesday with the second battle of Whitney Ave for the year. Quinnipiac Bobcats hosting their arch rival, the Yale Bulldogs, at the Frank Perotti Jr. Arena on Tuesday night. As you can see, it was a packed house in Hamden. Quinnipiac won the previous meeting between the two sides by a score of 3-0. We'll jump straight into it. First period of play, and it will be the Bobcats drawing first blood. Skylar Brindamore forces a turnover and sets up Oliver Chow. The graduate student makes no mistake on it. Cats lead 1-0 heading into the first intermission. Second period now, Bobcats staying on the prowl. Gus Van Ness finds Desi Burgart on the 2-on-1 opportunity, and the North Vancouver native roofs it, doubling the Bobcats' lead, and that's a lead they will take into the second intermission. Third period now, Bulldogs on a 5-on-3 man advantage after Wyatt Bongiovanni received a game misconduct and Chow was called for a trip. But Hobie Baker finalist Yaniv Peretz keeps the puck out of the Bobcats' net after a mad scramble ensues in front, and he gets some help right here from defenseman Griffin Mandel. Bobcats make the kill. Then QU continues to pour it on. First, it's Van Ness on the wraparound. Then just a few minutes later on the power play, it'll be Joey Cipollone putting in the rebound. Bobcats rolling, leading 4-0, And that would be all she wrote from Hamden. Quinnipiac wins the game and the Heroes hat, and has now won 10 of the last 11 meetings between the two sides.
After the game, Q30 men's ice hockey beat reporter Pat Flatley went into greater depth dissecting the Battle of Whitney Avenue.
Quinnipiac hasn't had its best game since the Connecticut Ice Tournament, but now that's almost a month ago. Maybe the atmosphere of a rivalry game at home will be the difference and right the ship for the Bobcats.
Oh, it was great. Obviously the best crowd we've had all year, and we expect that to continue through a deep playoff run. So obviously that's good experience, especially for the younger guys who haven't experienced that yet.
You know, playing Yale here at home it's an awesome experience for our players. I think usually too the game at Yale is outstanding too. It seems to get, this year, the last 2 years, we didn't play last year, but this year was a little different with some of the restrictions in place. But it's a fun game, and our boys they played hard tonight, and the crowd was students were rocking, so it was great.
It was great. It means a lot when the building is that packed. They were loud too, so it was great, and we definitely feed off that and gets the energy up, get the juice going, and I think it was great how we came out, and we came out hard. So it gets us prepared for the playoffs for sure.
Quinnipiac will finish the regular season this weekend with games against Cornell and Colgate, looking to ride the high of the Battle of Whitney Avenue into the playoffs. For Q30 Sports, I'm Pat Flatley.
The boys in gold stayed home for the weekend, welcoming the Cornell Big Red to the People's United Center first on Friday night. Number 5, Quinnipiac hosting number 9, Cornell. A Bobcats win clinches the Cleary Cup, but Cornell has other plans. Cornell took down QU 2-1 in overtime last time they met. Cornell coming out hitting, finishing checks, and getting in the heads of QU early in this contest, and it would eventually lead to a Cornell power play. Now on that power play, Travis Mitchell's shot gets tipped by Jack Malone. Great tip there, giving Cornell the lead. Rand Pecknell not happy about something on the play. There was a little contact with goaltender Yaniv Peretz 30 seconds before the goal, but Cornell's Malone will for sure take it. Cornell leads 1-0. Not a lot of action in the second period, so we will jump to the third period. Cornell still up 1-0, and this period was dominated by Big Red goaltender Ian Shane. 3 back-to-back saves here to prevent QU from scoring and forcing them to pull Peretz with 4 minutes to go. For any of you non-hockey fans, 4 minutes is very early to pull your goaltender. Now things are about to get chippy, as you will see. Skylar Brindamore takes out Shane behind the net. That's never a good thing. That results in a scrum, but trust me, it's about to get a whole lot worse. Final seconds of the game. puck along the wall. Everyone's wires crossed, and the frustration of the last month for the Bobcats comes out in a full line brawl. A full yard sale goes on at the Frank Perotti Jr. Arena. Sticks, gloves, helmets go flying, and as you can see, there's not enough officials to keep up with all these fights going on. It's going everywhere. Fans are going crazy in the back, but eventually cooler heads will prevail, and the referees will finally be able to break up the altercation. Cornell wins this one by a final score of 1-0.
And after their loss on Friday, Quinnipiac would have one more chance to clinch the Cleary Cup and the top seed in the ECAC playoffs as they hosted Colgate Saturday night for senior night. It was a statement win for the Bobcats, who defeated Colgate 4-0 to win back-to-back Cleary Cups and their 6th Cleary Cup in program history. Senior Dylan St. Cyr started in net for the Bobcats and was lights out. However, St. Cyr was not the only senior with the top performance on senior night. Seniors Michael Lombardi, Zach Metza, and graduate student Oliver Chow scored 3 of the 4 goals to clinch the top seed in the ECAC playoffs. Quinnipiac will have some time off before their ECAC playoffs begin March 11th.
Q not only getting it done on the ice, but off it as well. First-year goaltender Yaniv Pretz has been named as a semifinalist for the Mike Richter Award. The award recognizes the nation's top goaltender, and based on these stats, you see now, it's not much of a surprise that Pretz was named a semifinalist. Pretz leads the country in shutouts, goals against average, and save percentage. Oh, and he's a finalist for the Hobie Baker Award for the nation's top college hockey player.
Now looking forward to March 11th and the ECAC tournament, let's take a look at how the 12 teams will match up in the playoffs. St. Lawrence will face off against Brown, Colgate will play Yale, Rensselaer plays Dartmouth, and Union will face off against Princeton in the first round. Quinnipiac, Cornell, Harvard, and Clarkson will have first-round byes. All teams get reseeded before the second round. Last year it was St. Lawrence who upset Quinnipiac in the championship. The year prior, the tournament was canceled before it was finished due to COVID, and back in 2019, Quinnipiac was upset in the first round. After winning the Cleary Cup that season, Quinnipiac will look for their second ECAC tournament win and first since the 2016 season. 2016 was also the season the Bobcats lost in the national championship game. It's time for our first break, but don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we move from the ice to the hardwood to see how Quinnipiac's basketball teams did this weekend.
We'll be right back.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
I know what you're thinking. I need a job.
I need a new career.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
I've been there. I wasn't happy with what I was doing.
After high school, I didn't have a plan.
I just wanted to start working.
I got laid off twice, but you gotta keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a 2-year IT program.
I found a medical course online.
I'm now a consultant in the tech space.
You have more options than you think. You can do this.
You will find something.
You will find something new.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a unique mix of all kinds of things.
Come on, Jules, spot on this last one. There it is.
Keep going with it. Leo! They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? I'm high. Oh.
Welcome back into Studio 125. We appreciate you staying with us tonight. We'll now take you to the other side of the People's United Center and recap some Quinnipiac women's basketball. The Bobcats traveled to Poughkeepsie, New York to take on the Marist Red Foxes last Thursday. Let's see how they did. Bobcats took down Marist on Thursday by a final score of 65-56. Jada Bonner led the Bobcats in scoring, putting up 14 points. 3 other Bobcats posted double-digit point totals, and junior Michaela Morris put up her 7th straight double-double. And Ryan, even though I'm a hockey guy, I even know that is very impressive. Bobcats moved to 17-9 on the season with the win.
And after their win against Marist, QU would look to keep the momentum going as they hosted Siena on Saturday. The Bobcats welcomed the Siena Saints into the People's United Center on Saturday for the last home game of the season. Quinnipiac looking for their 7th straight home win up against the 8th-ranked Saints. As we get things started in the first half, let's take a look. First half now, and the ball goes around the horn. Rolls Caverly finds Michaela Morris in the key. She spins and dumps it in on the fadeaway. Now let's head over to the bench where we see Tierra White loving it. Little shake and shimmy there. A little later, Caverly signals for the Morris screen, bounce passes it, and then finds Amani free for the layup. Quinnipiac has the lead. Little Mackenzie DeWeese action. She puts the ball up, misses it, but gets her own rebound. The Bobcats lead 35-24 through 2 quarters of play. And now to the second half we go, and Quinnipiac will start to run away with it. Haley Smith dribbles around her man and lays it up and in. The Bobcats pour on the points. They're leading by 20. A little later, Caverly finds a wide open Sajada Bonner for the 3. She holds the finish, nails it. Quinnipiac will lead by as much as 23 points, and the Bobcats win. They notched their 7th straight home win, defeating Siena 70-49.
The Bobcats 2 wins on the week. Let's take a look at the updated MAC standings. With the 2 wins, the Bobcats leapfrog over Monmouth and into the number 2 spot in the MAC with an overall record of 18-9 and a record of 13-5 in conference. Fairfield remains in first in the MAC with an impressive record of 20-6 overall and 17-1 in conference play. Monmouth, Niagara, and St. Peter's round out the top 5 as March draws even closer. Now the Quinnipiac men's basketball team has been struggling lately. Could they take down Siena on Thursday? Let's roll the tape. Quinnipiac playing host to the Siena Saints. And let's jump right into the first half of action. Siena comes out on a strong 12-4 lead. Colby Rogers gets the steal and finishes right here. Now Quinnipiac down 22-11, but not a high without a nap along Siena. Quinnipiac cuts into the lead a little bit more with this deep three by Ty Moon-Shinnery. Then Siena goes back on a run and gets this layup to go up 33-19. However, before the end of the half, Desi Jones will score 7 of the last 9 points to cut the Siena Saints lead to just 5 heading into the break. Second half of play now. Quinnipiac on a 15-0 run as Jacob Rigoni drills this 3 right here. Quinnipiac getting the 1-point lead, 34-33. Siena goes back on their own run, though, capitalized by Rogers here. Siena 43-36. Now we'll get into a crazy play, though, as on a fast break opportunity, Shennery misses the slam. It goes way high. Kevin Marfo getting the rebound over to Desi Jones, who hits the 3 to tie it up at 61. Crowd going hype, getting into it. But Siena would hit their free throws, and Quinnipiac would begin to turn the ball over. Siena overall would just out-hustle Quinnipiac, as you can see right here, and that would lead to a 78-71 Siena Saints win.
And after the tough loss on Thursday, the Bobcats would be back at it on Sunday for the regular season finale, where they hosted Canisius for Senior Day. Good news for the Bobcats, the Golden Griffs came into Sunday's win without a road win all season. Senior Day for Quinnipiac, honoring Kevin Marfo and Brendan Martin. Kevin, as we see, jumping in line right there. And B. Martz, how about it, getting his first career D1 start, product of Ward Melville High School on Long Island. To the first half we go, and Jacob Rigoni, you're going to see the three-pointer is good. He started 3 for 4 on three-pointers for the day. Next we see Matt Belanc with a 2-hand slam off the Rigoni feed, and that went so nice. We're just going to have to look at it again. Boom, slamming it down. A little later on we see Canisius make 5 passes, 0 dribbles before Jordan Henderson hits the 3, and the Bobcats go up at half. Second half now, and we're going to start out with Jaco Fritz. He begins to close the gap with an elbow 3. And then a little later on, we see Armin Harried. He gets his own miss. He boxes out Rigoni and Marfo for the second chance points, closing the gap a little bit. We see Xavier Long grab the offensive rebound. He kicks it out to Ahmed for a straight on 3 to give Canisius the lead, and that would be for good. Here we see the inbound play. QU botches coverage on the inbound play. And Ahmed puts the nail in the coffin to give Canisius their first road win of the season. Tough loss for Quinnipiac on senior day.
Now, despite the disappointing weekend for the men's team, there was still cause for some celebration as Sunday was senior night for the Bobcats. Q30's John Surratt has more.
It was senior day in People's United Center for the Quinnipiac men's basketball team. Despite the loss, the three who were celebrating, Kevin Morpho, Jacob Rigoni, and Brendan Martin, all had different paths to get here.
Kevin had his own journey, but, showed a lot of passion for this place by coming back.
Morpho took the journey from transferring in from George Washington to leaving to Texas A&M and then coming back for his final year. Rigoni came over from Australia, playing for 5 years and holding the all-time three-point record in program history.
He always wanted to do it, so he knew he'd have to leave home and that, so he was pretty independent. He knew he'd spread his wings, that's what he said he was going to do, and learn to live by himself. He's made good friends here, so really he's been comfortable. I just think he's a confident person. He's a leader back at his school, he's been a leader in basketball, so I think it just came natural just to be himself.
And Brendan Martin, the walk-on, who didn't see much action on the court, but showed a presence behind the scenes.
Brendan Martin has given us so much effort and practice every day behind the scenes that he gets no credit for.
All of this accumulated to a senior class that is well represented throughout Quinnipiac's history.
Yeah, guys that really in their own way have dedicated to Quinnipiac and really given a lot. They've given their heart and soul. They've given 5 years. 3 guys that are selfless, 3 guys that have really represented the school the right way, really good students, really good ambassadors of the university, and I couldn't be more proud of them.
And just like the seniors out here on the court for the last time, reporting from People's United Center, John Surratt, Q30 Sports.
Following the 2 losses this past week, let's take a look at the latest MAC men's basketball standings. QU continuing to slip in the standings as they are now in 8th in the MAC with a 12-14 overall record, as well as a 7-11 record in conference. The Rick Pitino-led Iona Gales continue to lead the way, sporting a 24-5 overall record and have only dropped 2 games against MAC opponents for a 16-2 record in conference play. Siena, St. Peter's, Monmouth, and Marist round out the top 5 this week. Well, it's time for our last commercial break of the night, but when we come back, we'll preview this weekend's schedule, and as always, the top 5 plays of the week.
Don't go to bed just yet. Sports Paws. We'll be right back.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie. Nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Welcome back to Sports Paws. Thanks for sticking with us. The weather might be sub 30 today, but spring is right around the corner. And with that, the Quinnipiac softball team took a short trip to Bridgeport, Connecticut to take on Sacred Heart this weekend. Quinnipiac going all the way the short road down to Sacred Heart. We start out in the top of the first. Bobcats fired up for the first game. Top of the first, and here we see Kayla Thomas with the solo home run. That one's her second of the year, and the Bobcats lead 1-0 early. A nice little celebration here. You know, early on in the season, so I don't know if they have the celebration totally down pat, but we'll take it. Top of the first still. After a Serena Fogg double, Layla Pascal scores on a wild pitch, and Quinnipiac up 2-0, then to 3-0. Bottom of the first now, and Emily Carroll with the RBI single. Grace Sad scores, and that cuts it to 3-1 Quinnipiac. To the top of the fourth we go. Quinnipiac leading 3-1, and Cy Gonzalez, she hits a triple. Long run all the way to third base. That one tucks in the bottom left corner. Here we go. She's rounding the base into third base. She goes down sliding, all fired up. That'll get them going. And at the next batter, first year Brooke Hilliard with the RBI double. 4-1 QU. That's all offense right there. I mean, look at that. Pounding it on. Now we see first year Sydney Horan on the mound. She strikes out Kylie Harvey, Kira Ferriolo, Victoria Lapinto, and Jessica Ruiz. 4 up, 4 down. How you doing? Have a nice day. How about that for Sydney Horan? A first year. Bottom of the sixth now, bases loaded, and Horan gets the ground ball to get out of the jam. 4-1 QU. To the bottom of the seventh we go. Grace Sad lines out, and that is all she wrote. 4-1 QU final. They're fired up for that one.
Even though there's still snow on the ground, the Quinnipiac baseball team is playing regular season games. Bobcats travel to Raleigh, North Carolina for a 3-game set against the number 9 team in the country in NC State. Quinnipiac dropped all 3 games against the number 9 team in the nation. QU dropped game 1 10-4 last Friday before losing both games of a doubleheader on Saturday, losing the first game in extra innings 12-10 before getting mercied in just 7 innings by a final score of 16-4.
And Quinnipiac men's and women's lacrosse hit the road this past week to face Sacred Heart on their home turf for some in-state regular season play. The Quinnipiac women's lacrosse team is off to a strong start this season. Desiree Kleberg and Maddie Deegan led the Bobcats with 3 goals each to help the Bobcats start the season 2-0. On the men's side, the Bobcats fell to the Pioneers 13-10. Quinnipiac went down 6-2 at the half, but fought back in the third quarter. A 4-goal fourth quarter led by Sacred Heart's Johnny Morgan, who netted 2 in the fourth, was all that was needed to hold off the Bobcats. Dimitri George continued his dominant season, winning 20 of the 27 faceoffs, but 22 turnovers for Quinnipiac would not get the job done, and Sacred Heart wins it. Although the Bobcats lost, Dimitri George's performance did not go unnoticed. The senior faceoff specialist won MAC Faceoff Player of the Week. George is the reigning MAC Faceoff Player of the Year and ranked 2nd in the nation last season, winning 74.2% of his faceoffs. This season, he only ranks 30th prior to this past weekend. However, Sacred Heart's faceoff specialist, Daniel Rodriguez, who only won 6 faceoffs against George, was ranked 4th prior to this weekend. Prior to playing George, Rodriguez only lost 11 faceoffs this entire season.
Now, today is the final day of the month of February, which also means it's the final day of Black History Month. We're continuing to celebrate black athletes here at Quinnipiac. Today we are celebrating Jen Fay, a former player for the Quinnipiac women's basketball team and a part of the class of 2018. Fay helped lead the Bobcats to 4 NCAA tournament appearances during her time at QU and ranked 16th in program history and 10th in Division I program history for total points scored with 1,277 and is currently an assistant coach for the Quinnipiac women's basketball team.
Well, Ethan, with the packed schedule this past week, I'm not sure how our producers were able to narrow it down to only 5 plays, but there can't be 6, or we'd have to change the graphics. So, what do you say we see how they did? You take the odds, I'll take the evens.
Oh, sound good. Let's get it going. All right, top 5 plays of the week. It's everyone's favorite part of the week. Play number 5, QU softball taking on Sacred Heart. And here's play number 5, Kayla Thomas's rocket of a home run to kick off the softball team's rout of the Sacred Heart Pioneers on Wednesday. QU wins that game like you just saw, 4-1.
Play number 4, baseball versus NC State. Speaking of Rockets, let's watch another Bobcat home run. This time off the bat of Sam LaChance. More like Slam LaChance, am I right? Again, the number 9 ranked NC State. QU loses 12-10 the next.
That's a good one, Coop. And now for play number 3, men's basketball versus Siena. Here's a weird one. Long pass for Ty Mushenry, who attempts to dunk, but it goes sky high to Kevin Marfo, and he sets up Desi Jones for the 3. QU would lose that game 78-71 though.
Play number 2, men's hockey versus Yale. Let's go to the ice for play number 2. From the Battle of Whitney Avenue, Gus Van Ness feeds Desi Burgart, who goes bar down. Let's take another look in slow-mo. Da-na-na,
Quoting a little Jack Maine there. And now for play number 1, ECAC women's quarterfinals, game 1. Taylor House feeds Olivia Mobley for the one-timer, who sends the puck over Michelle Pozechnik. QU wins the series 2-0. Very impressive series win for the Bobcats.
And unfortunately, that's all the time we have for tonight. But thanks for joining us. Make sure to follow us on social media at Q30 Sports.
To stay up to date on all things Quinnipiac sports and tune into all of our content, visit us at Q30TV.com.
For Ethan Logan, everyone behind the scenes, I'm Ryan Coop. Goodbye, February. Hello, March. Sports Paws will be back next week. Have a good night.